Before the headlines, before the theories, before the case became a worldwide obsession, there was one person who saw the warning signs up close. In today's interview, you'll hear directly from Nichole Atkinson, the friend who raised the alarm, the voice that tried to intervene, and the witness many believe holds pieces of the truth that were overlooked. What did she notice before everything unraveled? What moments still don't sit right? And why do some of her statements continue to divide investigators and the public to this day? This isn't speculation. This is her account in her own words. Welcome to the Crime Narrator. We look for the truth in the shadows of cold cases and closed files. If you value this kind of deep dive investigation, please consider subscribing. It helps keep these stories alive and responsibly told. And as we begin this journey together, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Whether it's the United States, Canada, Australia, or anywhere else in the world, leave a comment below. These stories may be local, but their impact is global. Now let's begin.
The third week she was there, and there's posts all over Facebook about it too. She got in a fight with Chris's mom because she went to Chris's mom's house to visit, and I think her name's Cindy. The other grandkids were there and they were older. Cindy bought ice cream that has everything Cece's allergic to in it. So Shanann asked, and this is just hearsay, I don't know. Shanann asked Cindy, please do not give this to the other grandkids until I get Cece to bed, because she's not going to understand and she cannot have it. And she took it and put it back in the fridge, and then I guess Cece went and got it, and then Shanann put her to bed, because I mean she's so sick. Like, you eat not peanuts, but cashews, and kiss her, she could go into shock. That's how severe it is. So they argued or whatever. Shanann went back to her parents' house the next day, and as far as I know, she did not go back and see his parents. But they celebrated Cece's birthday while they were down there, because she turned 3 in July, and the parents did not come to Cece's birthday party. So I know there was like a falling out between Shanann and Chris's parents, and then she called Chris and told Chris what was going on. So apparently there was some issues with her and Chris. And the whole thing, I don't know. And then I was told that Chris went and saw his mom and dad while he was there and spent the whole day there. And Shanann's mom, Sandy, and Shanann both said that Chris was not himself when he came back. And then, I knew something was up because of Facebook. I didn't ask. I figured she'd tell me when she got back or whatever. I mean, we texted a couple of times, but she was on vacation, spending time with her family. She didn't post pictures of her and Chris that week. I don't know, they hadn't seen each other for 5 weeks, so it was a little odd that they weren't in pictures together or being lovey-dovey or whatever. So I didn't say anything. I just found it to be odd. There wasn't any pictures of Shanann either, and Shanann takes selfies all the time.
Okay.
It's an every morning ritual of a selfie, and you point to your DFT because you're trying to promote it type thing. There wasn't pictures of her very much that week either. So, and she texted me I don't know if she texted me, I'd have to look back at them. She either texted me or I'm pretty sure she texted me. She called me I think once, but she really couldn't talk. She was around Chris the whole time. And I can pull it back up if you want me to. I mean, it was a couple weeks ago, but I save all my texts. I've learned the hard way with employees. Texts are important. She's basically just said that she didn't know what's going on. He was acting weird. She hadn't seen him in 5 weeks. He wasn't touching her. They weren't cuddling. He wasn't holding her hand. He wasn't sleeping in the same bed with her, which I find that really odd.
So is that all of that?
That was
new?
prior, yeah.
All that's new. So prior to this.
Prior to North Carolina, not to give you intimate details, she said that they were screwing like rabbits, and he couldn't get enough of her, and they were doing it in the pantry where the girls were in the other room. So to go from that extreme to I don't want to touch you is odd.
Okay. So prior to the North Carolina trip, there was no indication from
No,
Shanann
I went on a trip with them.
that their relationship was on the rocks, anything like that?
No. Right before she left for North Carolina, I was in San Diego with her and Chris. We won a trip through Lavelle. we were all on a trip, a paid trip by them to just enjoy San Diego. So I was with them for 4 days right before she left for North Carolina. So
And how were they then?
lovey-dovey, taking pictures together. I have tons of pictures of them together on my phone. So I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I don't even know where I was in the conversation or what you asked me last. Oh, so they had the falling out. So Chris was acting weird,
right.
and then she texted me and said things were bad, and that she didn't know what she did or what was going on with Chris, and she thought that it was his parents, and the only other time he's ever acted like this in their marriage was right after they got married, and it was because his parents didn't go to their wedding. And that he
So did his parents not like her?
No,
Is that what
they
I'm
do not
getting?
like her. Yeah, they
Okay.
do not like her. His parents do not.
Do you know the reason for that?
I don't per se. Like, I've met the parents like in passing. I've never spent time with them. I don't know. She can be bossy. But in a good way. I mean, it's not like I've teased her because I'm like, you're so bossy, but she's trying to like push you to do good things and like motivate you. It's not like a bitchy bossy. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't know what she's like with Chris when I'm not there, so.
Right.
But yeah, she told me through text. She's like, "Girl, I'm gonna need you more than ever when I get home." She's like, I don't know what's going on wrong. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I didn't do, basically." And I was like, "Okay, like I'll come over. We can talk, whatever." And I was supposed to watch the girls when they got back because they had the ultrasound video of the baby to find out what they were having. Because the next weekend when we got back from Arizona, which would be this weekend, we were supposed to do a gender reveal party for them. So they flew in Tuesday night late, and I was over at their house Wednesday night before we left. I went over and watched the girls, played with them, painted their nails, that kind of thing, hung out with them. My mom and dad went. But Chris was really weird when he came home that night. He did not say hi to me. He did not acknowledge me at all, which is not normal for him. He'll like give a hug or he'll acknowledge that you're there. He'll say, "Hey, how you doing?" whatever, and then he'll go on in his merry way and do whatever. He did not talk to me at all that night.
That was Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been the...
And I mean, they were in a hurry or whatnot, but because he was running late, so I literally got there when he got there, and we like bypassed, but he didn't say anything, and he seemed really like uptight, would be a good way to put it.
Okay.
So they leave and go to the doctor's appointment, and then they come back, and she gives me the envelope of what the baby was gonna be, and I said, "Okay, we'll find out in a week." Like, and she was like, and then I started, she's like, "Don't open it in my house." And I was like, "Oh, fine, I'll wait till I get to my car." So I go home, and then she texted me that night, and she said, people blowing up my phone. I can tell you, I have not had so many text messages, phone calls, and messengers on Facebook ever in my life.
I'm sure.
I do not want to be a celebrity at all. I left a job because my phone blew up all the time. Let's see. Since I was with her most of the weekend.
And how did she seem over the weekend? Did she seem fine?
She was, last weekend,
Yeah.
she was not her normal self. She was very down. She was constantly like second guessing how she was talking to people because she didn't want to be, I guess, bitchy. I'm not sure. Chris and her had a conversation, I guess, Thursday night. Oh, I guess I'll get to that in a second.
Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Finish
you're
what
okay.
Looking for.
Yesterday. So, so they go and come back, and while they were gone, I asked how she was doing, and I showed her pictures of the girls. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be so hard not to like tell her what it was once I found out." And then she texted me that night. I texted her at 9:46 because I knew by then. I said, "Oh my God, this is gonna be so hard." She texted me at 9:55 on Wednesday, and said, Chris said we're not compatible anymore. He refuses to hug me. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refuses couples counseling. So no gender reveal. So she canceled the gender reveal of the party.
Okay, so that's
Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
So that would have been the...
Was it the 8th, 9th?
I think so. It would have been the 8th.
8th.
So then I texted back and said, what? I don't understand. What does he want to do then? And she said, no gender reveal. She's like, I'm putting my friend's thoughts. I don't want to fake a happy Chris. I was like, I'm not putting my friends through a fake happy Chris. And then again, I said, because it wasn't coming out, it says con gender reveal. I was like, is she trying to say no gender reveal? So I was like, so no gender reveal, question mark. And she said no. And then me and another girl was doing it. I said, do you want me to tell Taylor or do you want to? And she asked me to tell Taylor, so then I later texted Taylor. And then I said, okay. And she's all, he doesn't care that he's hurting me. And I said, what does he want you guys to do? And she's like, he's done. He said he will work it out. How do you work that out? I was like, what does that mean? Because I didn't know, like, what does that mean? I'll work it out. That's what Kristen said to her. I said, you don't work that out if you're not willing to work on it. And then she said, can you tell me what I'm having? I need some happy news, please. And I said, yes, I can. Are you sure? She was like, yes. And she's like, I'm not telling anyone, though, not even Chris. I said, can I come tell you in the morning? I'd really like to tell you this kind of news in person and not through text. I didn't say not through text, but I said, I'd really like to tell you in person. And she said, sure. I said, or I can come tonight and tell you, like, right now. And she's like, no, it's okay. I said, are you sure? I will. Because by this time I was texting, it's a little after 10. And then I was like, I just want to see your face. She's like, it's okay, I'm still crying right now, so I'll wait until a.m. And I said, I can come over now. And she's like, no, it's okay, I'll wait. And I don't know if you want to know the text message, but she said I might go masturbate to relieve stress. So, you know. And then I talked to her by that point because this next isn't until Thursday afternoon. So I did go over the next morning. We were supposed to leave, well, obviously the next day, so everything was whatever. But I went to Walmart and I got some stuff for the baby, and I got them these champagne poppers. So if they did decide to do it, like, it'd be exciting for whoever did it, whether it was her and the girls or her and Chris or whatever. There was, you know, they're gonna have a baby. And they were having a little boy. They are having a little boy. And she asked him if, and I took it to her house and said, like, it was in a little bag or whatever, and I said, here, if Chris wants to do this with you or whatever, and she said he wanted to wait to find out with her that night. So I gave her the bag and I stayed for a little bit, and then because she was trying to, like, appease him or make him feel better or whatever, she wanted to put him mow in the backyard. And I was like, Shanann, you're not mowing the backyard. It's like 80 degrees outside. And she's like, I just need you to help me get it down the rocks or whatever. So I ended up mowing her backyard for her before I left, because I'm like, I'm not going to let you mow the damn backyard. I'm just not. So I mowed her yard, and then I went home and did my stuff, and I talked to her. She said, what if, because her anniversary with him, like their dating anniversary, I think was the next day, on Thursday. So she's like, do you think I should ask him to go away so we can work on things while I was there? And I was like, I mean, you could. I don't know what he's willing to do. So she did text him, and she texted him and asked him if he was willing to go away. So then she started sending me all these Groupons and asked me, like, where they could go. And I'm like, well, you could go up to Glenwood, depends on how far you want to drive. So we were discussing that. So she's texting me all those Groupons and stuff. And then she asked me about when I worked, because she was trying to find someone to watch the girls so they could go. And then we stopped texting at like 11 o'clock that night because I was here at work, and she asked if I worked on the 17th, and I said yes. And then I was like, question mark, and she said nothing. And I was like, it's not nothing if you're asking what's up. Like, she usually doesn't ask when I'm working because there's usually something, you know. And then she texted me at 3:29 and said she was up and showered. And I said I was counting down the minutes and wishing that I had a shower because I've been here all night. And then she said, text me when you leave. And I said, well, when I get out to the parking lot, I have to change. And then I texted her I was on my way, and then I picked her up. I mean, and then we went to the airport.
Okay.
So. And I didn't see Chris that morning. I didn't see the girls. But she was off all weekend. I mean, we were constantly telling her, like, eat Shanann. I carried a water bottle with me all weekend, and I was constantly giving it to her, telling her to drink, because she kept saying she had a headache. And Cassie, that was with us, is a nurse. So we're both, like, you know, taking care of her, because that's our nature. And she would take a couple bites of food and wouldn't eat them, and then normally, like, I mean, and I know she's 15 weeks pregnant, but normally we'd, like, go out and do something. We didn't go out. We stayed at the hotel the whole weekend. I mean, except for going to dinner. We'd go to dinner and come back. So, I mean, even the whole last day we were there, the whole point of us staying there the last day was to, like, go see Arizona or explore in Scottsdale. I sat in the hotel room with her. Not the hotel room, but in the hotel lobby. Because we had to be out of our room by 11, and our flight was until 8:45 that night. So, we didn't go. We sat there because Shanann was on the way there. She got Chris a book to try and help. She ordered a book and then she downloaded it on her phone so she could listen to it. We listened to it on the plane together on the way there, and then she listened to it majority of the weekend, and she was picking out like how the book related to her and Chris and how she could change these things or that things. And
What was the book name? Do you remember?
I don't, but I could find out for you. I know the friend that referred her to it.
Okay.
Do you want me to text her real quick?
Yeah, if you know it. So actually, I was gonna have you text a bunch of stuff to me, if you would. I would appreciate it.
Can I have a separate piece of paper?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know I asked the detective earlier that called me, but when we come in, I wasn't trying to be non-cooperative or whatever. I've talked to so many people.
Sure. I'm sure.
I was like, I need to go to work.
Sure. You just gotta be for a little bit.
Okay, so what did you want?
All right, so let's see. Let's go in reverse order. So the text string that you had with her on the 8th of August, starting at about 9:55, where she talks about he says he's not compatible and he's done.
Okay.
Will you send me that text string?
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then I'll give you other people's information, because like Cassie, I don't know if they were in text message or not, but Chris told her she didn't want the baby.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you'll put
I can write down everybody's information.
if you'll write down Cassie and Christina as well. And then if you'll do the photograph of the shoes.
And I don't know why I took a picture of the shoes. I really don't. It's just like when I was walking through the house, I'm like, well, that's odd. That's odd. Because, like, to me, like, I don't understand why the police officer let us go in the house.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, it's still at this point where it's still a missing person.
Right. But, like, he let us touch things and go through things, and that's where I'm like, I don't know, I've watched a lot of crime shows.
Right, I understand. If you could do the few texts that you sent her on
The day of?
the morning that she was supposed to go to the doctor's office.
Which is
as
the
well.
12th?
The 12th, yeah.
Okay.
Like you said, you sent several texts that morning. If you send me screenshots of those two.
And Chris has been corresponding, like, with all of us over the week. Like, there's, like, 5 or 6 of us that...
Has been?
Yeah, so I'll give you all of their numbers.
Yeah, if you would, that would be great.
Well, he wasn't really corresponding with me, but he talks... Cassie's husband, Josh. I'll just put Cassie and Josh. He confides in Josh.
Okay. Are they good friends?
They met through Thrive, but, like, on all the trips we go on, they hang out together. And then Cassie came out to visit, and they stayed at their house. And,
Okay.
I mean, they're bros. So is she still considered a missing person?
At this point, I don't know if anything's happened since I've been talking to you.
Well, because the lady that called me, she's like, we have some more evidence and need to talk to you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, a lot of it's just a clarification thing.
Do you need to know where they're at, so when you call, they're up?
Oh, some of those in Hawaii, you mean?
Yeah, like Christina's in Hawaii and
Yeah, you
Abby's,
just right.
Abby's on the
Hawaii,
East
that's
Coast.
fine, yeah.
Eastern, and she's in Arizona.
Did you happen to take pictures anywhere else on the inside of the house?
I can look, I don't know why the shoes stick out to me, probably because she wears a lot of them.
Okay.
She's like, you should buy these shoes. Do you have her mom's number?
Go ahead and give it to me. I'm sure we've got it somewhere, but make sure I've got that.
Why, can I ask a question?
Sure.
She's a missing person and because of the children. Why haven't they issued Amber Alerts for them?
Well, with an Amber Alert, there has to be specific actionable information, like they were seen with this person and that person presents a possibility of bodily injury or death to them.
Okay.
Since we don't have, at this point, an indication that they've been actually kidnapped or anything like that, that's the reason it hasn't been an actual Amber Alert. That doesn't mean that it can't evolve into that. But if we just issue Amber on missing people all the time,
Right.
it loses its effectiveness.
Okay, then you want...
I was going to ask you, any indication of infidelity on either party?
So, this weekend, this is one of the things that happened this weekend. Chris said he went to a Rockies game on Saturday night.
Who'd he go with, you know?
People from his work, I have no idea, that's just, he went to a Rockies game on Saturday night, so, they got a babysitter for the girls. And Shanann was texting with the babysitter to check on the girls throughout the night. But we were in Arizona, so they're it's an hour difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
An hour later. Chris wasn't home by like 9 o'clock, which she thought was odd because it was an afternoon ball game. And then she checked her bank statement and he went out to dinner, which that's not odd, but the total was $60-some. And she's like, why would he spend $60-some at dinner? And I'm like, maybe he had some beers, I don't know.
Do you remember where that was?
The Lazy Dog in Westminster, off of 144th and I-25. It's in that Orchard Shopping Center.
Okay.
So
What kind of restaurant is that?
it's like a bar and grill type
So
thing.
you'd have to work at it to get $65.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about, because I'm like, well, we went out to dinner tonight, and it was a Mexican restaurant, but it was a bar grill type thing, and, I mean, I had some drinks, so I was like, well, my bill was $47 tonight, and she was like, Nikki, $63, yours was $47, and it was one person. I'm like, well, yeah, but we didn't have appetizer and dessert. It's like, so maybe he, like, was treating himself, trying to make her feel better, because she was, and then she called him. I don't know if she called him or texted him. I think she called him because me and Cassie went down to the pool. And she said she called him. She said she was going to call him. So I don't know whether she actually talked to him because we weren't in the room. But she said that he wasn't home yet either. He didn't get home until 10:30, which she found that to be odd because it was well after dinner. And she knows when he gets home because their security system tells you when you open the door.
All right.
So, she asked him what he had for dinner. And again, she's trying not to accuse or be snarky. So he said, oh, I had some salmon and a beer. And she's like, oh, okay, we'll save the receipt because I need it for taxes. Because she writes off everything. So then she gets off the phone with him or whatever. When we come back, she's upset. And she was like, what did he spend that on? And I don't know. And she looked up the menu and he said he had salmon and a beer. And she's like, that's only like $30. Where's the other $40? I'm like, I don't know, Shanann. Like, if you ask Chris to save the receipt, you'll have to look at the receipt. I was like, maybe he bought one of the guys dinner because they bought him something at the ballgame. Like, who knows? So then she started going through their bank statement to see if there was any high charges while she was gone, because they don't have that relationship where he spends whatever he wants, she spends whatever they want, the bills get paid, you know. It's like, you want something, go buy it type thing. So there was that, and then the phone conversations were very small. Usually when we're on trips like that, they talk for 20, 30 minutes. She'll talk to the girls sometimes, they'll FaceTime. They weren't doing any of that. They sent pictures back and forth. There was no pictures, and the reason, or at least I don't think there was, because Shanann usually shows her, be like, oh, look at Cece or Bella doing whatever. There was none of that. And then he let her go because he said he wanted to work out or something whenever she talked to him last. So she let him go, and then the next day, I can't remember if she talked to him that morning or not, but it was very sparse throughout the day. He was going to take him to a birthday party of the girl that babysat, I think the brother or something. And through people commenting on Facebook and all the stuff that I've seen, he was at the birthday party. The guy said he was at my house, and I don't even remember his name or where I saw it, but I did see that on Facebook.
Okay.
And then she called him that night when we were at the airport, and I figured she talked to him for a little bit, but it was a very short conversation. She wasn't talking. She like walked off. She's like, will you watch my stuff? I'm going to go talk to Chris real quick. And she came back, and it couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. I was like, are you okay? And she's like, no. She's like, I haven't talked to him all day or hardly at all this weekend, and he wants to work out. He started working out while he was on the phone with me. So I just let him go. And Chris didn't used to work out like this all the time. I mean, with Thrive, he's lost 70, 80 pounds, and he's gotten really fit in the last 6 months.
Where does he work out at?
In their basement. They have it's her mom calling me. I'll call her back.
Okay.
So, and then we came home, and she was upset because she's like, he didn't even want to talk to me. And then I did remember seeing a text from him because she texted him and told him our plane wasn't going to get in until about 1:32 in the morning because of the delay. We weren't sure, because at that time we weren't sure. They were estimating. We were waiting for the flight crew to get there. And he said, holy crap, that's late. And something else, but I remember the holy crap, that's late. And I didn't see any text after that. And I know Shanann was in a lot of pain on the plane, and a lot on the plane, because she wouldn't sit still. She kept moving and readjusting and trying to
get comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. You have any knowledge about their finances? I mean, were they in debt up to their eyeballs? Were
Yeah.
they rolling in it? Were they?
I would say, I don't know. I collected their mail while they were in North Carolina, and there was a lot of mail. I didn't go through it or whatever, but yeah, I think they were having financial issues, because it was always, she makes enough money that their daughters go to a really high-end preschool and stuff, like private school.
That's what I just wrote down.
What?
Vista Ridge? Is that where
Yeah.
they go? Okay.
Vista Ridge, yeah. They go to Primrose Vista Ridge, and that saved, by her being in North Carolina, that was a $2,500 savings that month. So if that tells you anything,
Yeah.
I work nights, so my children go to daycare 2 days a week. So, but he works in the oil fields. He's got to make good money. I don't know. We don't talk about finances,
Right.
but.
Okay. But your impression was that they had a significant amount of debt. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, because I know they filed bankruptcy before.
Okay.
She's made that statement. And I know that they have, because she's always very, meticulous. Not like that we don't go out to lunch several times a week or whatever, but she's like, well, I need to go here because it's cheaper, or, she thinks about how she's spending her money.
Okay. So did they go to Vista Ridge, full-time?
Uh-huh. She works from home, and she takes them full-time.
She takes them
Mhm.
every day?
Yeah, Shanann usually takes them every day.
Okay. And is that the one in Erie?
Mhm. That was the other thing. I was going to call the school and see if the girls were there, and I actually got a text message this evening from one of the parents at the school that does Thrive with us. She was in Arizona with us. She didn't fly in and fly out at the same time, but she texted me. There's so many people texting me, it's ridiculous. And she said that one of the other moms, I have that too, one of the other moms at the school said that they heard Chris call yesterday morning and say the girls weren't gonna be there.
Oh, sorry, say that again.
So Chris called the school yesterday morning.
Chris called the school.
And said the girls were not going to be there that day, and then told them that they were separating and they were gonna sell the house.
Do you remember who that was?
I don't have a name, I have a Max's mom, but I can give you Karen's number and you
Yeah.
can call her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put friend of girls school.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Anything that we haven't talked about you think we need to?
It's funny. I was talking to Cassie on the way to work and I was like, I'm losing my mind. I don't wanna forget anything. I don't wanna, I think she texted me and told me a list. I know that sounds horrible. At least I thought she did.
Oh yeah, you were gonna check for pictures, other pictures.
Oh yeah. Oh, he told me to leave the house and everything was fine even though the car and things were still there. He did
Chris
tell, yeah, he
told
did
you
tell
to?
me to leave the house.
When was that?
That was when I called him the first time. He's like, would you please leave and quit messing with my doors because I kept setting off his alarm system. This is hearsay, but he told Cassie to not get the police involved when he talked to her. Oh, he mixed up his stories with everybody. So he told me that the girls and Shanann were on a play date. And then he told her mom something different. And then he also told Addie, which I gave you her number, he texted Addie something different too. I think one of them was that she left in the middle of the night and the other one was she left that morning with the girls.
Okay.
And she said he told the girls' school that they weren't going to be there. They were separating and moving out of the house. Shanann wouldn't leave anything without anything, especially meds. And the other thing, the house was locked up. Like, the more I think about it, there's no way she could have left that house without somebody seeing her. Like, the way it was locked from the inside, if she was in that house when Chris left, she would have had to go out the garage. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Chris didn't lock that house up like that before he left, she would have been noticed on the neighbor's camera. Like she said Chris is being cold, not himself at all, yelling at the kids more often, and just not himself. Oh, and because of the company he works for, and he has to go to oil wells, there's a GPS tracker on his truck.
Yeah.
So.
We're aware of that.
Yeah, I already told him that yesterday, so.
Okay. Alright. So.
Shoes. Sorry.
Yeah, shoes.
He's
Other pictures,
getting
actually.
sidetracked.
Other pictures, I'm sorry.
You're the 3895789. No, that's
9303895
5846.
Yep.
Oh, I have a picture of a car in the garage that my son took.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good too. Oh.
Before we opened the garage. Let's see, anything on a text. Oh, and I do have a screenshot of the guy that said he was at his house. Do you want that?
The guy that said he was there?
Yeah.
Who's that?
His name's Jeremy. I can't see it, but I'll send you the picture of it. Jeremy Landstorm. He said, yes, I have the cops. My daughter watched the kids Saturday night, and the girls were at... Whoa, my phone's going crazy. And I don't know why, but I sent you a picture of a screenshot of an update that Amanda had sent. Let's see. And then you wanted mine. I sent you the ones from that morning. But you wanted the ones from the day before, right? The 8th? Or before we left?
Yeah. One where you talked about that they weren't compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you would.
Oh, I'll redo that one. Someone just texted me. Okay. And then the book. I'll have to text Sharon and ask her what the name of the book was.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. Just so she actually had it sent to him, the book?
Yeah, so she downloaded it on her phone and then she had it sent by Amazon Prime. It was supposed to be delivered to the house on Friday.
Okay.
Or to the mailbox or whatever.
Alright. Did she ever say if it was delivered?
What?
Did she ever say if it was delivered?
She didn't.
Okay.
And she said she was going to wait to ask him if he read it because she didn't want to be pushy and be like, hand me there.
Right.
And she told us she was going to write him a letter over the weekend. Whether she did or not, there's a book that was in her purse. It's a green book and it says like some quote on the front of it. So I don't know if there was a letter in there that she started to write him or if she was writing stuff down of like things she could change or she'd done wrong or whatnot. But she had that book with her the whole weekend. It was a notebook, like a binded notebook. It's like a mint green. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it says on it, on the front of it.
Okay.
But she had that the whole weekend and she was writing it off and on. So I don't know if that, but that was at the house with him, so.
Okay.
Like, is it normal for people to do this?
No.
Okay. So I'm not crazy to think badly.
No, and the circumstances kind of, it's hard to not go to that place.
Yeah.
You know, with especially with, you know, the keys, the phone, medications, the kids, the car. You know, you kind of look at the totality of everything, and it
Right.
kind of starts to add up to a little bit of suspicion, and that's why we're involved. The FBI is involved.
Right.
So it's definitely got our attention, and we're doing the best we can to see if we can find her and the kids.
I mean, oh, today, when I was at the house, give me a second. I know what I want to say, it's just not coming out. Chris was out, because the neighbor came over to me after I talked to the reporter. He came over to me because it was in front of their house, like off to the side of it. And Chris had actually came out of his house because the canine dogs were going in, and we were going to go in the house just to check on him. Like, I'm trying to be cordial because I don't want to think that, but in the same token, I'm thinking that. But he's got no family here either, and like I really don't want to think that of this person because I really, really cared about my friend and those girls. But I checked on him. I was like, "Are you okay?" And the neighbor pulled me aside and said, "When you get a chance, come talk to me." And I was like, "Okay." Like, why do you want to talk to me again? And he's like, "This is weird and things are bad." And I'm like, "Obviously, dude. Like, I don't know what you want me to say." So then I went back over to Chris and I said, do you know anything? Has anything hit the checking account? Like her credit cards? Did she take any credit cards? Like I'm still in my mind trying to process. And he said, no. I said, Chris, did she, because we get paid every Tuesday on Lavelle. And you have to set it up either for like a prepaid credit card type thing, or you have to set it up for direct deposit into your checking account. So I was like, do you know the login? Log in and see if she had her money transferred today. And he logged into it and he didn't, like it hadn't been transferred for the last 2 weeks, what she got paid from Lavelle. So I was like, transfer it. And he was like, why would I transfer that? And I was like, because if it doesn't hit your account, it's going to hit some account. I mean, I don't know if that was smart or not smart, but if it doesn't hit their personal checking account, then it's got to go somewhere.
And who's paying that?
Lavelle.
Lavelle? What is
Yeah.
that?
It's the Thrive company.
Oh, the Thrive, okay.
Yeah.
Lavel?
Mhm. And I can give you, I don't have Paul Garrett's number, but Addie Maloney would have his number, and they might actually be able to look and see if Chris says it doesn't hit the account. Paul Garrett's the CEO of the company.
How do you spell Paul's last name?
I don't know, I can look it up though. How funny. He just posted 22 minutes ago. Gravette.
Okay. Anything else you can think of?
No, but I've had several media sources reaching out to me wanting to talk to me because this was the last one that technically saw her besides her husband. What do you suggest there?
Man, I can't tell you what to do.
Right.
From an investigative perspective, we would prefer that you don't talk to them right yet.
Okay.
We do have a PIO, the person.
Private investigator.
I'm sorry, public information officer. Brain fart. Public information officer who handles all of our media relations and what we put out to the media.
Okay.
We'd like to try to regulate that as much as we can.
Okay.
And and again, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. Use your best judgment.
Right.
We would prefer that you don't talk to people at this point.
Okay.
That's kind of our stand.
Okay.
So I'll let you use your best judgment.
Okay.
But like I said, we prefer that you don't right at the moment. There will be a time and a place for that.
Okay.
So
What do I do?
you can use it to let them go to voicemail, or you can tell them no comment.
I don't know how they're getting my phone number either.
Yeah.
They've texted me, they've messaged me on Facebook, they've called them up messages, and I'm
Right.
like, how the hell did you get my phone number?
Yeah, they're good at what they do.
Yeah. One of them called my aunt. I'm like, how'd you even know she was my aunt?
Yeah. Right.
So.
I mean, you can let them go to voicemail, not answer them. You can answer them and say, I have no comment right now. Whatever you think.
Okay.
So. And if you think of anything further, please send me an email.
Okay.
So that's my desk line on there.
Okay.
And you got my
Or send me
cell
an
number.
email.
Yeah.
Okay.
So or send me a text. It's fine too. You can do
Okay.
that. So.
Would you stay away from Chris?
At this point.
I mean, there's no reason for me to go over there, but then I'm the only one here, so they're like, well, what's Chris doing? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting at his house 24/7 with him.
Right. So I mean, and I understand your desire to want to be involved and try to
I don't
help.
necessarily in that sense. I don't understand.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Thanks.
And your list.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
want that? Yeah,
Yep.
you want that.
So, I would recommend that you probably not contact Chris.
Okay, and if he contacts me, leave him.
Yeah, probably for the time being.
Okay.
So.
Is it wrong
Any
to
other-
ask if he's a suspect?
Since it's technically a missing person, there's not technically a suspect, but he is somebody that we definitely would like to talk to further.
Right.
So. And you watch the Dateline stuff, and how that stuff goes.
Yeah.
So.
No, why?
People that are involved tend to draw a little bit of the spotlight more.
And like, if it was a crime of passion, I honestly think to God he'd strangle her. Only because she already has the neck issue. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was that from?
She had I don't know if it was I don't know if it started out as a slip disc but it was a degenerative disc, and they went in and fused some stuff in her neck. She's got a scar on the front part of her neck.
Okay.
They're in most of the pictures.
Did she have a car accident recently?
No, she had a car accident in, I want to say it was 2007, and then she got some neck and back issues due to it.
Okay.
Why?
Did they have a Ford Explorer?
They did.
What happened to that?
I can't remember if they owned it and sold it, or if it was on lease and the lease was up and they didn't re-sign the lease.
Okay.
But they got rid of that about 6 months ago, 3 to 6 months ago, because they both earn, so through Lavelle you can earn a car. And if you hit certain criteria, if you go and purchase and lease a car of their car list, then they'll pay you $800 a month or $1,600 a month for your car payment.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's worth it to go get the car if you don't
Yeah,
have that
really.
car payment. So that's why they have the Lexus. The Lexus is through Lavelle not like through Lavelle. Like if she quit earning that amount of money, she'd have to pay for it out of pocket. But they pay you every month on the second Tuesday of the month, and you get $800 or $1,600 depending on what bracket you're in
Oh.
to go pick out a luxury
So
car.
technically it's a company car.
Technically, yeah.
That's interesting.
But I mean, you have to sign the lease, and
Yeah.
if they don't end up paying you, you're still
You're still
responsible.
on the hook.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So they had gotten rid of the Ford because they were talking about getting another car. So,
Gotcha.
but then she said they were because of money issues. They were not getting another car because they were using. If you don't go purchase the car, then you still get a car stipend, but it's only $300. So they were just using the $300 for whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah, if you think of anything else, send me a text or send me an email
Okay.
or give me a call, whichever.
Okay.
So,
Do you need anything else from me?
not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
So, but you're here till 6 a.m., is that right?
Yeah, and my 16-year-old was there too, so
Okay.
I don't know if you want to talk to him, but he was there with me. The 2-year-old probably won't tell you much. So, yeah, I'm here till 6 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I traded a shift this week so I could have Saturday off so I could go to Arizona with Shanann.
Oh.
Hi. This is my trade.
Now you're paying the price, huh?
Yeah. Always the one.
All right. Well, thanks for sitting down with me. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Good night.